Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Humble Art of Living. If you are new here, hi, my name is Agata. I'm knitter from Poland and this is a Knit Happens cozy series where I show you what I finished lately, what I'm currently knitting, if there are any yarn acquisitions and my future plans. Before I start, I will quickly mention what I am wearing and all the details that I was able to remember. This is Rigmorty by PetiteKnit. I used Duo from Sadness Garn, and I decided to left the lace pattern only on the body. As you can see, the sleeves are clean. And that was my first project knitted bottom up. Definitely different experience than typical top down, but not as bad as I thought it will be. Okay, now we can start with my finished projects. My first finished project is Rubus Blouse by Refined Knitwear. I used Angora Deluxe by Lane Mondial in the shade white, and as you can see, it's no longer white. If you want to see all the drama behind dyeing this knit 3 times and issues with different dye lots, head over to my previous video where I show you the entire process. According to my notes, I could actually use some hanger here. No, okay. According to my notes, I used 4.5mm needles. I was way off gauge, simply because pattern recommends silk mohair head double. Somehow I managed to pull it off. As you can see, it has lovely puffy sleeves, square neck, finished with the I-cord edge. I-cord is also on the sleeves. I did some changes. Let me just check so I can tell you all of them. For the changes, quite a lot actually. Bastards, that was the first time that I did bastards. They are not mentioned in the pattern, and I never did anything that had bastards, so I had to figure them out. So the bastards, and you can see the front is significantly longer. And if you think that you can see a darker shade here, yes you can, and believe me, I can see it too. Like I mentioned earlier, you can check out my previous video. So the bastards, decreases and increases for the body to shape it. I don't think you need them if you need using silk mohair head double, but using Angora Deluxe, it was a different fit. I like my knits to be more or less shaped, so I did that. And instead of I-cord edge on the bottom, I did a folded, like a double. I don't know if you can see because of all of the hair, but I did a folded hem. Look, that's mostly hair. Yeah, I was wearing it already a couple of times. I think now it might be too hot already for it, but overall, just wait, any other changes? Bastards, decreases, folded hem. That's it. And it is probable I probably elongated the raglan as well, because I usually do that. Okay, It is heavy when I hold it like that. Yeah, so I'm genuinely happy with the results, both color-wise and overall pattern, and knitting experience. Can recommend it, definitely. Actually, I am thinking about knitting this piece again, but with a different yarn. I don't know if as recommended, so double-helded. So silk mohair held double. Or should I choose something more like summer appropriate? I don't know. But I really like the pattern, and the knitting experience was really lovely. So I think I would like to try it with a different yarn. My second finished object, finally, and I can say finally because I casted it on year ago in April 2025. But I did other things in the meantime. I knitted other things, and I gave birth, so my hands were full. So I have excuses why it took me a year. But that's the Amoretta Blouse by Isabella Clark. She's amazing, she's gorgeous, she is lovely. I'm very, very pleased with the final result. And let me tell you some technicalities. I used line from Sadness Gun in the color 6032 on 4.5mm needles. And if you think that's too much, like 4.5 for line, not for me. I am stress knitter, I knit very tightly. You can see there are no gaps. It's not see-through or anything. So 4.5 for me, it was the perfect choice. I usually have to go size up, half size or even full size for the needles. So that is size 3. For the modifications, I did body shaping, meaning decreases and increases on the sides. They are not included in the pattern. Pattern wants you to do negative ease, and I'm not doing that. No, I'd rather have it on the larger side and do body shaping. I don't think I would feel good in negative ease. So that's that modification. Yeah, I cannot remember now because, like I mentioned, I casted it on a long time ago. But there's a chance that I elongated the sleeve line. You have different options in the pattern. So that's actually amazing. You have one pattern and you can knit you can knit different garments with one pattern, and it is already proposed by the designer. So you can knit in the rounds, you can knit flat. As you can see, I chose the flat version, which I regret. And to be honest, I'm thinking about sewing the opening, so the button bands and the buttons would have purely decorative purpose. You can choose different finishing for the edges. So the scalloped edge, which I choose, which stole my heart, and I knew I have to do it. Scalloped edge, as you can see, it's here, it's on the sleeves and on the bottom. I don't know if I show you on the bottom as well. But you can also choose I-cord edges, double folded hem, ribbing, and the scalloped edge. I'm very pleased with the final result, although I casted it on when I was already quite pregnant, and I could not even imagine how the second pregnancy will affect my body and how I will be, how I will look like year later. toe. Hence the sewing idea. And I still have a quite long weight loss journey ahead of me before I'll be able to wear it confidently. And maybe not for the shorts, but for the skirts. I knitted it longer, but then I forgot that when you do a button band, it usually does this trick for the whole garment, you know. It scoops it out. So it was longer, and I was happy with where it sat. And then I did the button band, and the whole thing just went up. I'm thinking about casting on another Amoretta blouse, but now in the rounds and with a different yarn. I cannot hold it for that long. So that's all for the finishing projects. Now, works in progress. I have 2, but I think I'll be frogging one. I think I already showed you. I started my sock journey some time ago, and I used some YouTube tutorial to learn how to knit socks. But I think I need to see the pattern instead of simply following like a video. Don't get me wrong, the video is nice and it's fine, but I think if you want to learn, if I want to learn, I have to also see the pattern to understand better. And I don't know, in theory I could start a heel, and I know there are different types of heels. I don't even know their names, but I often hear them in the different videos mentioned. So I don't know which is the best, which is the easiest. Tell me. Help me, help me. But I think I'll be frogging this one. I don't know. Please let me know if this is normal, that the toes box, this part is very thin, and like a normal human feet doesn't look like that. And in theory, I tried it and it fits, but it's, you know, it's crooked. And I have some empty space, so I don't know. I'm thinking about frogging it. You know what? I will actually do it. Wait. No longer thinking. We are doing it, people. Okay. I know that knitting garments, or even socks, they are stretchy and they can adjust to the body, but I don't know. I need to find some pattern that it will be beginner friendly, and I have to think, maybe I must find my own way for the toe part, I think. For it, instead of being that pointy, it should be like this, maybe. No, without this. Like that. That looks more like a feet. At least mine. Instead of this. The whole experience was quite nice, especially for the first time. Such thin needles to I think it's 2.25. Yep, 2.25 Chiagu lace. Very nice, very lovely. I'm actually thinking about maybe buying this exact same needles but bigger size. And that's done. No more sock. Okay. So that was one work in progress that is no longer in progress. Ah, hair and dust. The second one. Oh, sorry. Okay. Second one is here. It looks grayish on camera. I don't know if you'll be able to see the color correctly, but it's lovely dusty violet, dusty purple, I would say. And the project itself, you know it, I know it, we all know it. It's Monday Sweater by PetiteKnit. And of course I just lost some stitches. I think that's I think I have 60 centimeters cable, and the stitches are very packed on it, but as you can see, there is a progress since my last video where I show you I started and I only had half of the collar. Now the collar is, as you can see, done and finished, double and folded in half. I already did one change. I just couldn't help myself. I did one change. I added this, I don't know if you'll be able, yeah, you can see it. I added the braid here around the collar. That's the only change for now. We will see as the time goes by. I will for sure elongate the raglans because I am off gauge. And my swatch was much smaller. I had many more stitches in 10 centimeters than it is in the pattern. So I chose a bigger size and I will elongate the raglans. We'll probably do some sort of shaping. We will see. We will see. For now, as you can see, I'm still on the part with increases for the raglans. For the yarn, I'm using alpaca and kid silk mohair, both from Drops. This is what is left from. I'm still on my first ball of alpaca and first ball of kid silk, and I'm left with that much. With this much already knitted, and I think I have like gazillion balls. There was some sort of sale, I think, and I got plenty, so I don't think I'll have to play the chicken yarn for this project. I know that Monday Sweater is very popular, saying the least, and everyone is knitting, everyone and their mother is knitting Monday Sweater, but I didn't so far, and I want to have my own. But to be honest, in my head, when I look on my closet, something like Monday Sweater, being one piece that I can simply throw on, with much more positive ease, not much more. Simply having positive ease will be heavily used and cherished. So that's that. Any other things? Needles, 3.5. I used 3 for the collar and 3.5 for the body. And that is already, I think that's the first time. That might be the first time that I used smaller needles than recommended, but I also choose other yarn. And the pattern, I think pattern calls for 4 millimeters, but when I chose 4 and did gauge swatch, the final fabric was too gapey for my likings, so I decided to go half size down. Any other things? No. Yeah, so I was not able to knit much for the past 2 weeks. You know, hectic schedule and a lot of family gatherings. So, as you probably can imagine, there was no time for knitting. And also I started, because I like doing things, so I started handmade jewelry. That is a difficult word. Jewelry. Bracelets and necklaces, okay? And I want to do earrings as well. But so far I did 2 bracelets and I did my necklace. And I also started, for the first time in my life, crossroads puzzles. I never did them. I preferred Sudoku. But now I started crossroads puzzles and I kind of enjoying it. And because of that, my ADHD kicked in and it consumed me totally. Instead of grabbing the needles, I was either searching for inspiration for jewelry or doing crossroad puzzles. Additional info, there's a yarn festival in Gdańsk in like 2 weeks, and I'm going, so I will do my best to record something and show you. I'm not asking if you want to see it, I will record it and I will upload it. If you want to see it, you will see it. And I will probably buy something there as well. It might be a good idea to first check what kind of yarns will be available, and maybe find some pattern and add it to my queue. I felt the gag because my queue is packed. Yeah. The yarn festival is called 3 City. In Polish, it's 3 City na drutach, which means 3 City on the needles. For those of you who don't know, 3 City is a name for literally 3 cities on the north of Poland. Gdynia, Sopot, Gdańsk. They are very close to each other, and they are often referred to as 3 City. It is weird. They are treated like one place, even though they are, 3 different places. But they are very near to each other. So 3 City on needles, 3 City na drutach. And I cannot wait. Especially that I will take my daughter with me. She was already with me on one of the festivals. I think it was 2 years ago or 1 year ago. I cannot remember, I think it was a year ago, and she very enjoyed it. I cannot blame her. A lot of people, a lot of colors, plenty of things going on, so it might be a bit hard for me to focus on what I want to find or see, but never mind. I'm happy that she's happy and she wants to learn how to knit and how to crochet as well. Yeah, so that's that. There are some new yarns that I bought. First one is Lanagatto VIP, Lanagatto VIP, VIP. This lovely gray, bluish gray, grayish blue color. Very soft, very nice. It is merino, 80% merino and 20% cashmere, and you can feel it. You can feel it. I've heard different things about this yarn, that is peeling like crazy, but I don't know yet. I was thinking about knitting something like blouse number 4, I think it's 4, from my favorite things knitwear. But I have, I don't know, 7, I think 7 balls. I don't know if it's enough. I'm not starting it yet. Maybe I will firstly lose some weight and then and then I will cast it. And the other 2 yarn acquisitions that I have, the same yarn but different colors. The first one is Belle. Second one is Belle as well, but the colors, the pink one is 16. Okay, that's that. It is very lovely, like dusty pink. Suitable, I think it's suitable for soft summers. And the second one is, where's the number, 07. I think it's called Zinc. It's gray but with a tint of brown. Very nice. Now I'm wondering which one I should choose. Wait. Okay. Now I'm wondering which one I should choose for the Amoretta blouse, the second one. Because now I already have a blue one. So the pink or the zinc. Zinc. It will be in the round, will be with scalloped edge again. I don't know, but on the other side I don't have idea for the other color, so technically I could do another two, one with this and one with this. Don't know, too many options. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? That's for the yarn acquisition, that's all. When it comes to plans, let's talk about my plans. So I plan to actually take my sewing machine and sew 2 skirts. One for me, one for my daughter. I already bought a fabric. My daughter chose fabric for herself. Unfortunately, because she chose a pattern that has a direction, so I won't be able to simply do, because my favorite kind of skirt is a full circle skirt, and I won't be able to do it the easiest way because of the directional pattern. I have to cut 2 halves and then sew it. And for my skirt, I'm actually thinking about doing it in adjustable way. I found a pattern that allows to do that. And you have, again, you have two sizes, not two sizes, two halves of a circle, and you sew them a bit on the sides. The first one is adjustable on the front, the second one is adjustable in the back. The whole thing is adjustable, and that's tempting. But I don't know, the fabric was not cheap, and I don't know if I want to experiment on that. We'll see. When it comes to knitting, you know, I'm usually either hyper focused on one thing or I'm knitting a gazillion things at once. And now I'm currently hyper focused on my Monday sweater, even though you cannot see it because other things. But I am hyper focused on this one. But on the other side, I have so much yarn in a queue that I have decision paralysis. What I should do next? Too many options. I could tell you that, yeah, I will cast on another Amoretta blouse or a jean cardigan, and I will change my mind in like an hour, and what then? So I'm not promising anything. There are a lot of things waiting for me. Again, another Amoretta, a jean cardigan, coffee cardigan. I have some ideas for summer knits as well, and not enough hours in the day. And I barely sleep, so it's not like I could cut my sleep hours because I don't have them because of, you know, waking up to feed the baby. So yeah, I still don't know how I managed to even keep my knitting active at all and start other things. But never mind. That's it. That's all that has been happening on my needles lately. Not much. But again, it's doesn't always have to be about speeding and how fast you can knit. No. Otherwise, I wouldn't be even starting my knitting journey. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Let me know what's currently on your needles. Did you start your summer projects, summer knits? I saw for I think most of the knitting YouTubers that I'm watching, they all already started knitting summer knits. But again, I think it was yesterday. I was watching one girl, and she just finished very heavy cardigan, like very heavy. Aran, I think she mentioned Aran weight, so I'm not that far behind. Yeah. If you want to see how not to dye your knits, check out my previous video. And that's it. Thank you. Bye.